Right. Dragon Age the Veilgaurd is even more of a disaster than previously thought. There is a retail insider who has apparently said, you know what? There's actually been a hell of a lot of cancellations and refunds. So all those pre-orders, a lot of them got refunded. So, yeah, pretty crazy, actually. Not something which I doubt, actually, because a lot of the media that was coming out before the game's release was just to show just genuinely how mental it was. You know, it kind of just jumped off the deep end. So the just general public perception of this was quite low at that point. Yeah, so I can believe this. So let's take a look. This article is linked down below, by the way. But it says there's approximately 14% of physical pre-orders for Dragon Age the Veilgaurd at a national retailer were reportedly cancelled in the days leading up to the game's release. Which again does make a lot of sense, because we saw a lot of the narrative being changed and twisted days before its release. About a week before it was about to drop, we started to see more and more stuff come out that was like, whoa, this game is like jumped off the deep end of woke. Like really, really bad. So YouTuber Endymion revealed that... I butchered that, I know. Revealed that a retail insider shared with him that 956 pre-orders of a total of 6,793, were cancelled. Of 6,793, or 14%. That's quite a lot. So he wrote on Twitter, so a source who works in the retail space showed me how many pre-orders got cancelled for Dragon Age Veilgaurd in the last few days. This is from a major store with over 900 locations in America. Veilgaurd pre-orders versus cancellations by platform: 1. Deluxe Xbox versions, 695. Pre-orders, 108 cancelled. 2. Normal Xbox copy, 885 pre-orders. 128 were cancelled. Deluxe PS5 version, 1,872 pre-ordered. 254 were cancelled. Normal PS5 versions, 3,341 were pre-ordered. And there were 466 cancelled. So that is around 14 or 15% of each version of Veilgaurd was cancelled in the last few days by customers across the 900 stores within America alone. He's also told by another source pre-orders in general were very low, way less than 500,000, closer to 200,000 in or less in total. Yikes. But that is really bad. Yeah, this is a great image as well. But that's so bad. So there's a little bit more, just as an FYI. So he followed up and said, I should reiterate for anyone, these are physical pre-orders. I'm told in total, with physical and digital, it was nowhere near even 500,000 pre-orders before release, which is shockingly bad for a game that cost somewhere in the region of $250 million to make before marketing. And again, just really bad now that you can see this. You know, these are the numbers. It is topped out at 89,418. I looked today. It's not gone up. This is however many it is. It's not going up any further. So it can't even crack 100,000 players. And this game is not having any DLC content. It's having nothing downloadable. So that's important when you're looking at the total player count now, because that's generally speaking the highest it's ever going to get. It's not like there's something else which can spike it again. You know, this is the buzz. The buzz is gone. It's gone like a fart in the wind. Like barely anyone was interested in it. So shockingly, shockingly bad, I think. And anyone with a brain should think so too. So the article states, of note, other estimates indicate that total sales for the game on Steam are less than 500,000. Play Tracker estimates that the game has only 163,000 copies. VG Insights has the game at 349,800 copies sold. And Gamerlytic estimates that the game has sold 479,500 copies. That is really bad. So most people are estimating not even 1 million copies sold. That's staggeringly bad for a game that cost $250 million to make. So, furthermore, the game only hit a peak concurrent of 89,418 players in its first weekend. And this is important because the first weekend is generally like the big peak. That's the big peak. You know, you can look at all of the trends from all other games. The big peak is that first weekend, the day of release or the first weekend. If it doesn't really do that, it might peak again if there's downloadable content or something like this. But that's kind of it. This game is done now. And so it says, already seen that peak significantly fall off, with the game's first Monday only hitting 65,639 concurrent players. That's a decline of 26.5%, but people are refunding it as well now. Like, there are a lot of people on Steam that have just refunded the game. So furthermore, these soft sales estimates and reports of pre-order cancellations appear to align with BioWare and EA's decision to abandon the game and not provide any DLC or expansions, which makes a lot of sense. So it's been reported that they are shifting their entire focus to the next Mass Effect game. They're just like, yeah, yeet this off, bye. With Dragon Age the Veilguard now complete, BioWare confirms that there are currently no plans for downloadable expansions. That's what George Yang said at Rolling Stone. The developers' full attention has now shifted entirely to the next Mass Effect as their current project. Yep. There you go. So they've binned it off. They've dropped it. It's done now. And they're moving on to something else. So yeah, fun times really. BioWare and EA have also not provided any sales updates to indicate how well the game is done, which makes sense. Well, they did, you know, Metaphor, Refunds, Dragon Ball Spark and Zero. They were happy to do stuff like that then. Right, 1 million copies sold in its first 24 hours, Atlas said. Bandai Namco, yep. 3 million copies in 24 hours, happy to say it. If they're happy to reveal numbers, there's a reason for it. If they're not, there's a reason why they're not going to. But this is one in a long list of just disasters of AAA gaming in this day and age. And it's always Western AAA gaming. Like it's all just full of ideology and nonsense. So there you go. Bunch of cancellations. People didn't want it. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. If you enjoy videos like this, hit subscribe, guys. Support the channel further. Hit subscribe and turn those bell notifications on. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.